This here is the brand new Pico Neo 3 Pro, a standalone VR headset that is very comparable to the Quest 2. However, this is squarely aimed at enterprise customers, at least in the Western markets. In China, the Pico Neo 3, not the Pro model, actually is the Quest 2 competitor for the Chinese market. This here has its Europe premiere today and is going to set customers back 600 euros. What do they get for this? Well, a headset that is very comparable in specs to the Quest 2, but it does have 256 gigabyte for 600 euros and a few other things that we're going to talk about. In this video, we're going to unbox this and I'm going to give you my first impressions. So absolutely stay tuned, watch the whole video because all of this goodness is coming up. Welcome back to MRTV. My name is Sebastian Ang, and if you are excited about virtual reality, you should absolutely subscribe to this channel because here I'm showing you all the latest hardware and you see unboxings and first impressions like this one here. So let's unbox the Pico Neo 3 Pro. 600 euros available since today. And well, this is a competitor to the HTC Focus 3 and the Quest 2 Business Edition. And compared to those competitors, this headset is actually the cheapest solution since it's only 600 euros and there is no yearly fee involved, as it is with the Quest 2 Business Edition. Before we get to this headset, let's check out what else is in the box. So there is the manual. If you want to read something about this, you can. Then also here you'll find the power adapter and the cable that you will need. And here you'll find some lanyards for the controllers. Talking about the controllers, let's check them out. So the controllers are now way more similar to the Oculus Touch controllers as compared to last year's Pico Neo 2 Pro, because at that time it was also completely different kind of tracking that was used. But here now we also have like optical tracking with infrared light, just like the Oculus Touch controllers, and the button layout is very similar, actually exactly the same. So if you are used to Oculus Touch controllers, this is getting very close. But you have two batteries, not one here as compared to the Oculus Touch controllers. And also overall, for the build quality, I would say that the Oculus Touch controllers are still better. Putting the lanyard on works just the same as for the Oculus Touch controllers. So yeah, lots of similarities, I would say, with the Quest 2. So now let's check out the headset itself. In the front, first of all, you will see 4 cameras, just like with the Oculus Quest 2, and these cameras are responsible for tracking the headset itself, but also for tracking the 2 controllers. Now, at least we do have some different kind of color, or it would be like just too close to the Quest 2. Here we have a 3.5 millimeters headphone jack, we have a volume rocker, and we're going to check out what's on the top in a moment, but first still let's have a look back here at the front. And one thing that we don't have with the Quest 2 this year, the Pico Neo 3 is actively cooled, and that is the exhaustion for the air, and hopefully this is not going to be loud, but I'm going to check this out later in the hands-on. This is the on-off button. Then we have USB-C for any kind of connection. This port here is actually very interesting because this is a port for connecting a DisplayPort cable. So you can directly connect this Pico Neo 3 Pro with your computer using a DisplayPort cable, and therefore you can make this a PCVR headset without compression. Very nice. On the right side here we had a menu button and some other Pico related buttons, but now let's check out here the back of the strap. And it's nice. The battery is in the back here. You don't need to buy another Elite strap or whatever. It already comes with one, and that is a good thing. For the top straps, it's 2, and they are both elastic, and actually one of them, the inner one, you can completely get rid of if your head is too big for that. And here's where you can detach it. Now, let's check out the lenses. Okay, yeah, always cannot talk. while we're getting these protections of the lenses. Yeah, the lenses, they do look kind of big, I would say. They do look a bit bigger than the Quest 2 lenses. And just with the Quest 2, you get 3 positions for the IPD. And actually for the display, just like the Quest 2, it is one single LCD panel with a resolution of 3664 by 1920 pixels. Let's directly compare the Pico Neo 3 with the Quest 2. And, well, in direct comparison, I would say that the lenses, they look a bit bigger and a bit rounder. Let's see in a moment what that means for the FOV and the picture quality. All right, the facial interface here, you can completely detach it if you want to exchange it with something new, so that is for sure good. And again, the battery is here at the back of the headset. And yeah, now I have to check it out. All right, here it is, the Pico Neo 3 Pro standalone headset for enterprise customers, for business. 600 euros, 256 gigabyte already included, no yearly fee. Well, and it does remind us of the Quest 2 with the same panel resolution, with the same chipset, XR2, with the same tracking, with very similar controllers, with the same button layout. So it should be very easy to get Quest 2 apps onto the Pico Neo 3. So for all the companies who do have something on the Quest 2, should be easy to get this on the Pico headsets as well. As always, in these unboxing videos, I'm doing a first face-on test. And you know what? I already own the Pico Neo 2 Pro. And that was also a very comfortable experience just because of this here. It is balanced because here, the battery is in the back, and I do think this is the better setup for these kind of standalone headsets. But anyways, let's do this again. Let me put it on now and just see about the comfort. Yeah. Okay. And yeah, just as I had expected it, it feels good. It feels like you just put a hat on or something, very balanced. And really good, really, really good. Controllers feel good as well. I don't think they quite feel as good as Oculus Touch controllers in terms of the build quality. Yeah, I don't know. They just look a bit cheaper. This is the feeling that I have. But still okay, yeah? Not terrible at all, but just like from my first impressions, they look fine. However, they do somehow feel a bit cheaper than the Quest 2 controllers. Yeah, must tell you everything that comes to my mind in this first impression video. For the headset itself, it looks really good. Also does, of course, like remind us here of the Quest 2. However, this part, everything is PU leather, so of course perfect for these enterprise applications, right? Where you use the headset probably with more than one person, and you can simply clean it and then give it to the next, and that is just perfect for working applications for these headsets. Yeah, you know what I have to do? I have to now turn it on and simply get a first impression of how everything looks in virtual reality, and I'm going to do that now. Okay, and here I am in the Pico Neo 3. And what I'm seeing here is the menu, and I also managed to record what I'm seeing right now, so you should be able to see it as well. Looks good. My very first impression is that the picture quality is really good. It's absolutely on par with the Quest 2. Absolutely no question about that. And one thing that I directly see, I have the feeling that also the lenses are actually better than those of the Pico Neo 2 Pro. Because for the Pico Neo 2 Pro, I had quite a bit of chromatic aberration in the peripheral vision, and also it felt a bit like there was some bit of like distortion going on for last year's model. But For this here, I absolutely don't have these problems. So that is good. Looks really good, very clear, the picture quality here. FOV also very round, a bit rounder, I would say, as compared to the Quest 2. And for the FOV itself, I would say it is very comparable, probably even a tiny bit more, I would say. But still, it's very comparable. It's very, very comparable to the Quest 2. Yeah, what else can I say? So let's check out the tracking here right now. So, occlusion, yeah. Works very well, I would say. Let's see about the, yeah. See about the volume, tracking volume, yes. So feels super, super comparable to Quest 2. No, really good. Wow, well done. Games. Oh, Pixel Ripped is on this. Okay, cool. Drunken Bar Fight. So yeah, quite a Jupiter Grad. Okay, so quite a few games that we actually know. Contractors. What? Interesting. That is pretty interesting. So quite a few games that we actually know very well. Synth Riders. Red Matter. Okay, so Gadgeteer. So I'm quite surprised, I must say. Quite a few games actually that we know and love, right? Smash Drums demo. How about I simply download this? Or okay, login. I have not yet made an account, and I don't need to use a Facebook account. Hey, that is a good thing, right? So one thing. Now that there's absolutely no sound, actually I can hear the fan a bit. It is not as loud as it was with the Focus 3 in the beginning, but I can hear the fan. But it's not like super loud. Like this, I could absolutely feel it's good, it's okay. But anyways, I'm telling you everything as I experience it here right now. Okay, let me tell you my first impressions now. Okay, so let me tell you about my first impressions of the Pico Neo 3. Overall, very positive. For 600 euros, companies can get a standalone headset. Well, that does not force them to use Facebook login. Very important, of course. And also that is comfortable, that has good, really good visual quality. Same resolution like the Quest 2. And yeah, overall, it's very comparable with the Quest 2, right? Also here, with the IPD adjustments, that is good. The tracking is now just as good as Quest 2, better than last year's Pico Neo 2 Pro. So that is better. And overall, this really, really has a very good first impression on me. However, one thing, I don't like the fan noise. I can still hear it here. And it's not as bad as when I first turned on the Focus 3, the HTC Focus 3, where it was super loud. But for HTC, they did get this problem into order again by a firmware update. And here it is, like I can hear it. It is not super loud, but I can hear it. And for me, this is something that is not so nice, especially if you know that the Quest 2 does not have this at all. So this part, I need to mention it. Other than that, I like it. I like the balance here, right? And it's made for business. With this PU leather, you can easily clean it. It is a very nice headset. Controllers also really good. I didn't feel anything bad about them just now when I tried it. It's just the same good tracking like Quest 2. Works really well, and for 600 euros, I think lots of companies will pick this up. Of course, this is not my final review. This is just my first impressions, and I will get in touch also with Pico and ask them about the fan noise, if they can still do something about it via firmware. We don't know yet, right? HTC could do something about it via firmware. Also, what I'm going to test in the final test, I'm going to check out how the streaming from PC works. How good is the Wi-Fi streaming? I'll find that out. And one thing that I think is really cool, actually, here is a special port. I was not sure what it was, but now I am sure what it is. You can connect this here, a dedicated display port cable to this. And then you can connect this wired to your PC, and it makes a PC VR headset out of the Pico Neo 3 without any compression. You know, with USB streaming and with wireless streaming, you're compressing the image and then you have to decompress it. But if you have a DisplayPort connection, you don't need to do that, and you can get the native full resolution without compression here with the Pico Neo 3. And I think that is pretty cool. So that is what I'm also going to test out in the final review of the Pico Neo 3 Pro. But that's it for this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it and that it was informative for you and that you could learn something about the Pico Neo 3 Pro, which is out now in Europe for 600 euros. And there's also a Pro Eye version, which has eye tracking, which costs, I believe, 100 euro more. Okay, that's it. If you enjoyed this video, I'd be really happy about a thumbs up. And of course, if you've not yet subscribed to MRTV yet, then absolutely do that now. And I'm looking forward to see you in the next episode.